Shout out to everybody here in the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We're about to break it down for you like we do. We're gonna break it down the cha-cha like we do. We're gonna chop it down like we do. Bring it on like we do. Put it on like we do. Bang, bang, brah. Brah, brah, brah. Brah, 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 brah. Brah, 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 brah. Bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Live Show here on this beautiful Sunday night. I'm here in this ski shelter. I'm here out in the desert. As you can see, we got some camels walking by. We are in Dubai. Beautiful place to be. This is my Dubai, Bitcoin bachelor pad, so to speak. Shout out to everybody here. We love you. We appreciate you. Let's jump on into Bitcoin. Let's get that music back up and running. I like what we were playing there. Let's get it going. The team decided to change it up for me and bring it into some trap for the night. 42,281. We could see Bitcoin was breaking to the downside. I'm going to show you how we knew it was likely going to happen, and we're going to break it down for you like we do every single day. Shout out to everybody here. Shout out to the channel sponsors, iTrust Capital. We appreciate you. Open up your iTrust Capital today, and you can open up a Roth IRA or IRA today. Move that retirement account on in. You can buy and sell cryptocurrency in there tax-free. So if you get a 10X, bang, you can take that out when you're 59 years old, ready to go. It's going to be unbelievable. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. BingX2 is the place to trade if you want to trade Forex and Bitcoin in the same place, and the S&P. Say you love tackling the S&P, the NQ, but you also want to jump in and dollar cost average into Bitcoin. BingX is the place. What if you want to trade a little Myro, but you also want to trade a little Mara? BingX, man, even ETFs, indexes, and more. BingX is the place to be. Check them out. And the big channel sponsor, you guys, Crypto Lifers, baby. Shout out to the Lifers. Let's go, baby. Shout out to my Lifers and everybody that supports the channel. Each and every one of you. May God bless you. Bitcoin dumping to the downside. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. If you were with me this morning, I put my green box up here. I was fit, hope, but at the same time, and I'm not saying we called a long here. I did not open up a long. I want to make that really clear. The 1 hour came to the downside. We got this crazy bounce, but then we got rejection. And then what happened was we lost the 200 SMA on the 1 hour time frame very, very, concisely. When this candle closed below the 200, that's when the short gets opened with the stop loss on the other side, and you're in the money already. It's a simple concept. I teach it to you every day. I talk about it all the time. You can either listen to me or you can listen to somebody else. You can do whatever you want, but this will be the fastest way to understand what is happening here. And it's kind of an Adam and Eve double top here. Now, if you see this there's your triangle, bang. And so now if we can make a bit of a neckline here, we could possibly see this as making a move further to the downside. So it's just something that we could definitely see happen. 41,300. Remember, that's that weekly support again. We lose 41,360. It's back to the drawing board. And if that weekly candle closes below, we're going to be in some trouble. Let's take a look at this. We're going to delete everything here. Boom, right? Actually, I won't delete it because I like what he had. It's pretty straightforward. What we're going to do is we're going to show you how to group this stuff. You're going to right-click, come all the way back down. You're going to hit Shift. You're going to right-click that, and you're going to hit Create a Group of Drawings. Then you're going to right-click that. You can rename it. You're going to talk it, I'd say Diamond diamond idea. And then I could even date it like 2/4/24. Today's 2/4/24, pretty weird day, if you ask me. Then what we can do is we can, hit that, and that disappears. And now we have that. Let's slip on in because it's Bitcoin. And now what we do every single Sunday night here is get ready for the week ahead, right? This stream, each stream has a purpose. The Monday morning stream, the Tuesday stream, the Wednesday, the Thursday, the Friday. Every stream that we do has a purpose. Number one, it's to show you that there's awesome opportunity no matter what in this world. And number two, to show you that you got to be positive no matter what. And number three, there is something going on in the charts each day that we can learn from that can give us a perspective or show us what's happening. So right off the bat, we talk about the weekly. We say if we don't close a weekly candle below 41,360, I remain bullish. So even though there's some red here, even though it seems, there's a bit of fear here. And again, there's definitely some fear. Let's take a look at that crypto fear and greed index. Only at 60. You'd think that thing would be way lower. You know what I mean? I don't know about you. Who here fears the fear? Now, I don't believe in fear, but I could definitely pick up on it. And I definitely know when the sentiment, when I can definitely smell blood in the streets. You know what I mean? That's what I do is I buy when things are kind of crazy. So for sure, I could tell when things are a little nuts, right? Anyone hold ABT arc block? That thing is moving like crazy. Burke, did you see my earlier comment? Should bounce soon. Smash the likes. Asia dumping for some reason. We're going to 15. Kagan, I don't know. He has a vested interest in that suit. Ah, ha, 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 ha. The meter's broke. Yeah, I think this thing should be somewhere in here. But anyway, it says that we're at 60. It says there's a lot of greed. More pain to come. So as long as Bitcoin does not close a weekly candle below 41,360, I remain bullish. We are battling this high volume node, but we've been battling it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's pretty bullish, don't you think? 9 straight weeks if we close this one next week. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's do what we do. Welcome to Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. Oh my God, I can't see my face. Yo, I'm so lightheaded right now. It's so ridiculous. Oh my gosh. I'm so hot. Is it hot in here? Did someone turn the heat up? Yeah. Let's drop that beat, baby. Let's let it bang. Let it bang. Let it bang. All right, let's get into Bitcoin here. Let's get back to basics. Wow. I am but you know what? I think it's cleansing for me. And once a week, and it's like a reset. It's like a ohm, a vibrational formation. I can't explain it. We opened the week at 42,031.05 cents. The high was 43,882.36 cents. The low was 41,800. All right. And the candle would close at 42,582.88 cents. It would go at $551, up 1.31%. That ain't bad. 1.3%. So we went up. It was a bullish week. However, look, we wicked all the way to the highs of 43.8 and would come all the way back down. Very similar to the previous week. Not a great sign. Let's take a look at the monthly. That is a swing failure pattern right there, right off the bat, right? We would not want to see this monthly candle close without breaking that high. Only time will tell, but right now, that doesn't look amazing. Let's look at our 3-week. Our 3-week, technically, that was a swing failure pattern right there on the 3-week. Right here. This candle and this candle, and you didn't hit. And then look, you have a fair value gap right there at 30,030. So the 3-week chart says, hey, I want to come back down. You're far away from the 21-day moving average. You're overbought on the stochastic. MACD and RSI are high. The 3-week says, hey, I need to come down a little bit and chill out at resistance. Not saying it's going to happen for sure. I'm just, I haven't looked at the 3-week chart. I don't think we ever did. I have it there, but I've always skipped over it. Interesting information. Let's move forward down into the 2-week. The 2-week's my go-to. I've been looking at the 2-week for years, and the 2-week says you're very overbought. And you've been overbought with 2 double dips here, and it says, hey, you gotta, and whenever you're this far away from the 21, even on the weekly, you likely come back down. What I like is the weekly's not that far away, and we had a golden cross. And the moving averages are pretty tight. It would take a lot for Bitcoin to rip through all of these moving averages again. That takes a bear market to get through these moving averages. It takes like the entire world to get super bullish. So would it take a black swan or a bear market? Are we going to have one of those? The first thing that you'll do is you'll close a weekly candle below the 21-day moving average. So if everyone's super bearish right now, all right, just keep coming back to my channel. Because what will happen is, look, the 21 will do this, price will do that, and then you'll get a candle. And then a 1 weekly candle will close below the 21. That's very similar to like the 4-hour or the daily closing below a 200 SMA. You don't really want to lose the 21 SMA on the weekly. It's not a good look. If we do that, that will be the beginning of a dump down to the 50. Then if we lose the 200, and then we're making some bear markets, and then we could come for these lows. And so I'm going to be one of the first people to tell you, because I do the weekly candle close every week. So I'll see the weekly candle. And I do the daily every Monday. And I go over it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. And then I wake up in the morning and I give an update to my group. And there's really not a 6 to 7, 8 hour period that I'm not going over Bitcoin. So just like the guys that watch the wall, I'm like, I'm not saying I'm a dog. I don't want to compare myself to a dog. But dogs are the most loyal, beautiful animals in the world. And if I was going to be anything, I would be. Like, I am your German Shepherd for the market. Crypto lifer, the Bitcoin German Shepherd. Okay? I am your Bitcoin German Shepherd. I am your Bitcoin Doberman Pinscher, pit, whatever you want. Nah, I'm not a pit bull. I'm more like, yeah, I am your golden retriever. But I'm more like a German Shepherd. Okay? And I'm watching the market like a hawk for you every single day. I'm putting in every single thing I have. I may not be perfect. I may not always be right. But what I'm going to do is always be able to give you some insight while you're busy, while you're driving to work, while you're working hard. Because I used to do this. I was in a group where my mentor had to be there for me because I was the one working. As I slowly transitioned from work to trading, I needed the buffer zone, the balance to help me. Okay. And so I could see the weekly coming, doing one of these, and then just getting a blast. But, getting a nice little pullback into the halving. Halving comes March or April. That would be the halving right there. They say right now the halving is coming, and I think the 15th, but I'll get it up for you right now. And I think all you have to do is do like Bitcoin halving countdown. Isn't the internet amazing? You need something, and I just look for it, and there it is. So the Bitcoin halving countdown, 7 days, 6 hours, 12 minutes. I might add this to the stream at all times. Be pretty cool just to have a window of it up at all times. But Bitcoin halving countdown, it's coming, and it's coming fast. 70 days. Can you believe that? We're 70 days for a halving. April 15th. Pretty interesting. I'll be 41 years old, and it'll mark my 8th year in cryptocurrency. I got it in 2016, 8 years. Soon there will be people that have been in crypto for 20 years. It'll be like this old thing, and I'll be like, but it just started. I just got in. Like crypto was new to me. I'm just so fascinated about, it just blows my mind. Kaz has a happening today too. We'll talk about Kaz, but put it up in the charts. I bought a little more. I might grab a little more. We'll see what happens. But 70 days, 6 hours, 11 minutes, 29 seconds to the Bitcoin halving. I can't believe it. Unbelievable times to be alive. So I wouldn't stress, these up and down movements. I wouldn't get too into this stuff. Tell yourself anywhere between 30 Anywhere under 50K to me is unbelievable. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying you should be taking as financial advice. Do your own due diligence before getting into any project, coin, or trade, right? And make sure it suits you before you jump on it. And make sure it's something that you know that you've done your research on and it makes sense. All right. And tax day, that's funny. April 15th. That is interesting. Buy Bitcoin, not financial advice. Shout out to Jay Doolin. I'm buying Bitcoin. You do whatever makes you happy. I can't. This is my life. Maybe I go down in flames. Maybe Bitcoin dumps all the way and it turns into a, who knows. But I bought myself some ORNJ2 as well. I got that orange bill. I figured some of these BRC20 plays are going to be pretty big. There's probably a chance you could stake that ORNGA. I'm going to look for that too as well. You guys could probably help me out with that. A couple friends got Bitcoin at 300. A lot of people I know that got Bitcoin at 350. They sold it at like 1,000 or 3,000, or they lost it. Very rarely do I meet someone that bought it at that low level and kept it. I knew about it. I was getting emails at $350. I couldn't believe it. The first time I bought Bitcoin in 2017, it was only 1K. How can anyone not be bullish? Amen. I first started buying Bitcoin around $1,000, around $1,100. Just subscribe, Lever been on point. Not gonna lie, respect. Shout out to AZTV in the house. Shout out to everybody here. So no matter what happens to Bitcoin, I'm gonna be there to show you. And I have ways to tell me, and I have no idea where it's going. I don't know where it's going. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. But they don't call me Sammy Cup and Handy for nothing, I'll tell you that. And that, my friends, would be a beautiful cup and handle for Bitcoin. All right? And this is fine. Look, you made a high, you made a low, you made a high. You made a higher low, you made a higher low, you made a higher high. You got to come and make a higher low. There's got to be some type of trend. Nothing goes straight up. So we're going to have to come and make a higher low. As long as Bitcoin doesn't go below 25,000, we're in an uptrend on the weekly, on the macro. Because you got your one, you got one, do. Actually, I like to do it like the clean way. It depends. I don't feel like me, it just looks cooler. So yeah, as long as we don't break that low, we could go here or here. It doesn't matter. Right? That's an uptrend. And nothing goes up, straight up. Like even here, we had to come down and test 2 times, and here we had to get rejected 2 times. It's just what happens. That's why the moving averages are key. Because unless you break a bigger moving average on like the daily or the 2-day, we can't go lower to certain areas. It's just not going to happen. All right? Look at Bitcoin bouncing back up today. It just went after whoever went short, and it just liquidated the shorts on the way back up. Any alts you're into, can you show us some good ones? We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down tonight. But, I'm always weary of like going too hard on a Sunday night too. So I don't want to get people too excited on a Sunday night. All right. 60,098 would be the target somewhere, in August. We'd be on the way to breaking that on-time high, coming in there. And then by September or October, and then into December, I believe that's when we would break the all-time high Santa rally, pull back into January, February, a little bit of slow, and then we'd probably, 2025 would be the last, April, May would be a big pump there. And that's when, I would be taking some profits, hopefully, if everything goes the way it's supposed to go. But you never know. You never know with these rallies recently. So, shout out to the over 800 people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. I was watching someone's channel that I really liked one day, and I just simply forgot to hit the like button. I admit it. It happened to me once. I feel really bad about it, and I'm admitting it. So you might just have forgotten. You're so into the show. You're watching so much. So just jump on in, hit that like button. I believe in you. Also, if you believe in your own bags, hit the like button. It would be an oxymoron for you to watch me and not hit the like button. Even if you dislike me and you were just watching me because you can't, you love me, but you don't know why. That happens. There's some people that probably can't stand me, but they watch me anyway. I guarantee. But here's the deal. Even if that was the case and you were reluctant to hit the like button, right? But I believe everybody loves me because, Jerry, how could anybody not like you, Jerry? But, my mama loved me, Sad that my mama died now, so she can't tell me how much she loves me anymore. But you beautiful people love me. I think so. I believe. Right? You guys love me, right? I'm not all alone out here, right? Shout out to Ivo 10 Broke. Shout out to Rave Song Records. hit the like button. It'll feel good, baby. But if you want to pump your own bags, you'd hit the like button. Like if you want more, because I'm pushing the algorithm for cryptocurrency right now, which would make more people see it on Google and YouTube, which would make more people research. And so if you have a coin that you want to sell, you want more people to know about it, right? Otherwise, if no one else knows about your coin, what's going to happen? It's going to stay, right? You need human beings to know. Like, I mean, that's just the facts of life. Same with Facebook. Any stock in the world, I don't care what it is, if no one human being knows about it, it can't do nothing. It needs people to know. It needs wherewithal, right? It needs people to understand about it. So what's significance with the 333? It just came to me, and now it surrounded me, and then it brought me to the 777s, and I guess I'm elevating on a higher level of frequency. I'm just following what I'm supposed to follow, man. It doesn't matter, baby. We need some funny impressions. They love the impressions. Hey, old hey, let me tell you something, huh? When I was 7 years old, I used to run books for my uncle over here in the Bronx, huh? Hey, back and forth, man. Put the numbers underneath the meat. You know what I'm saying? Deli to deli, hey. Don't tell me what to do over here. I was over there on Arthur Avenue getting the chickens with their head cut off over there. What do you know about the chickens, huh? Hey, I'll show you the Bronx. I'll show you everything, huh? Me and the Albanians. I'll take you all the way to the Shkreli factory over here. I dated a Shkreli. What do you even know? You don't even know about it, huh? I was in with the Albanians. Yeah, that's right, up in Mayapec. Huh? All the way down to the city. Over here. That's a true story. I dated an Albanian who lived in Mayapec. She was my first girlfriend out of college, man. She was a Shkreli. You know Mark Shkreli, the guy that got same last name, his famous Albanian last name. That's a true story. It really is. You know, they used to have the chickens on Arthur Avenue. They cut the heads off over here. Don't play games, huh? Paisan. What's the matter with you, huh? What you looking at over here, huh? You acting funny, huh? So this could happen for Bitcoin on the weekly. This is what I'm seeing, 42,391 for BTC. All right. Big rejection point here at 44,048. But we got a beautiful bounce. I keep telling you, we got that weekly support at 41,368. Until we lose this level, I must remain bullish for Bitcoin. There's a chance we could be flagging out here and getting ready for some type of ascending triangle that could moon us to the upside. So it's not all bearish yet for me until this weekly. Once the weekly candle closes over here, I'm going to come up and say, hi, everyone, my name's Sam, and I'm bearish. You know what I mean? But right now, I'm like, hi, my name's Sam, and I'm still bullish, you know? So welcome to Bullish Sam on the weekly. Now, the other time frames are breaking down. They don't look good. I can still short a daily or a 4-hour and remain bullish on the weekly. I hope you understand that. The macro can be intact, and the smaller time frames cannot be. You have to be able to compartmentalize your time frames. You have to be able to say, okay, well, here's where the weekly is, but here's where the daily is, and here's the probabilities of each when I juxtapose the positioning of the both of them. See, that's when you start getting into the next level of trading, when you're juxtaposing time frames and finding a probability throughout that idea. For instance, weekly's low. I'm ready to go. The daily looks good. I'm taking that trade highly likely. Weekly's pushing down. The daily's coming up, but looks like it hit resistance. I may hold back there because the weekly could be pressing down on that daily. The probability is lower of my trade. So when I juxtapose time frames, it changes my risk tolerance due to probability, right? And you're doing that mental math in your head due to subconscious mind theory because you're bringing in all this data through your mind the last few years. This is what's happening as a trader. I'm trying to explain what's actually going on inside the mind of a trader. It's almost impossible to do, but I can give you a little bit of a picture, right? And so, to me, it's all about risk. And I'm constantly calculating risk, you know? As well as speculation, all right? Okay, I grow with Albanians, and I was in Tirana over here. Had you ever done Redondo? We looked at Redondo. We liked it. Okay. Sam was on fire right now. Shout out to everybody here. Shout out to Charles Grant in the house. We love you. We appreciate you. So this is what I'm seeing for Bitcoin. This is possible. We're going to get rid of the possibilities for now because all we know is what we're seeing. And this is what I call the twisted sister. This is the system that I made. I will juxtapose two different scenarios. And honestly, this is quantum theory. I'm giving it two ideas to play, right? This is the double split theory in a nutshell. You ever do the double split theory? The double split theory is this. They say that scientists would take a particle accelerator in a room and they would shoot out a particle, right? And it would either be a particle, but somehow the particle could split itself into a wave. And so what they would do is they would have a board here with a bunch of slits in it, okay? when they watched, and they would sit in a room here and they would look at the particle as they shot the particle. Now what happened was the particle would pick a slit and go through it, and they would watch it. And every once in a while, and it would eventually make patterns, and then the pattern would look like this. Lines where it hit, lines where it hit, but just, sections, because it would pick actual lines. Now they would leave the room and do the same thing, and somehow the particle would turn into a wave. And the wave would come, and it would hit it, like a ripple, and then it would go through all of these and wave out. And then the pattern would be this misty, perfect line on the back of the line every time. And they couldn't figure out why, when they looked at it, that it was actually a particle going through the slit, but when they didn't look away, it became a wave. And that is the double split theory, and that will take you into quantum theory. If that's just the beginning, I'm not going to go deeper into that. You can go further into that, but the idea behind this is there's always a scenario, right? And so if you can give two scenarios like this, so I trade in quantum theory, really, in all honesty, like without really, subconsciously, without really, because look, I'm waiting. So if it takes this scenario, I get to delete this, and I don't take that path. Like that reality never exists anymore, right? And I move on to this reality, and then the probabilities of this reality are higher now. So now my mind switches into this risk tolerance. The second this doesn't happen, and price decides to go down here, I delete this now. I throw up a Fibonacci, and I start looking for key areas to come in, and I change my risk tolerance that way. And I might even get in more into a short now. If it stays in here, I'm more looking for longs, and I'm staying sideways. This will also affect what happens to the altcoins, so my whole entire game is affected by this split theory. Anyway, I hope you guys understand why I call this the Twisted Sister. I've never truly explained it the way I did tonight. I'm giving you guys the sauce. This is just another one of my weird, wacky ways of trading that I've picked up on my own. No one taught me this. I do weird things that I've never seen anyone else do. I'm super happy that I do have my own weird sauce. And I'm Sammy Cup and Handy. Like it, keep it, do whatever you want with it. But so here we go. So we delete both of these because none of these are real at the moment, but I'll keep those. Like, I know that, to me, I'm ready to see those at any moment in time. And what is real, honestly, is this is now a resistance line. So I'll give you that. That's real to me. I don't want to move the yellow. Right? This white line is real because for me to make a trend line, I need 2 to 3 candle bodies, and I'm getting almost 1, 2, 3 candle body touches here. And so now you have a diagonal resistance for Bitcoin. Now you could extend this and say, okay, are you going to, possibly now come back down? And or are you going to even make an ascent, Now, if we make the descending triangle, well, no, then we're more likely to make a dump too. So only time will tell, but I also don't like the diamond that's forming. We're going to break that down in a second. So, yes, resistance. Yes, we're seeing weakness. Yes, we don't seem to have the follow through. However, the weekly has reset on the stochastics, and we've gone sideways for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. So, and I have to remain bullish if we can't close a candle below that area, just like I have to remain bearish if we can't close a candle above. So yes, we're in chop. How much longer are we going to be in chop? Only time will tell. But until the weekly loses 41,360, I remain bullish. Why 41,360? I hover over this candle and it says the open is 41,375. Fine, I'll call it 41,375. All right. 41,375, which is a good area too. Shout out to the 828 people here on the live. Can I get a 379 likes? I'd greatly appreciate the likes to go all the way up to the watches. I would greatly appreciate it. All right. Now we're going to move forward to the 5-day chart, my favorite time frame. All right. Why do I like the 5-day? Remember when everyone was turning bearish here? And we got these 2 red candles and things didn't look, they did look somewhat bearish. And I said, hey, everyone, as long as we don't close a candle below the 200 on the 5-day, as long as we don't break back inside this bigger trend line, we're going to pump. And we did. And I was able to call that. And there's some bullish divergence. And we got the move. So far, so good, as I say. Now, here's our next resistance for Bitcoin. Clearly, we hit these wick areas at 49,000. And when these candles close, and you can see there's a high volume node sticking out right there at about 47,005, 47.2. So that's going to be our next big resistance area, if we can get above the move. Now, I see a high higher high, a low, and you know, 2 5-day candles to me, that's a lower. That's considered, you know, that's a low. So, you know, I'm a trend guy, and to me, that's the beginning of a downtrend on a pretty big time frame. So the weekly is still in a very big uptrend, clear as day. I'm handing it. You know, we would have to close. You know, but the smaller time frames are giving us a little bit of trouble, showing some signs of weakness. Okay, we are getting the golden cross. We are above the 21. As long, I'll tell you what, if the 5-day, you know, you can watch this. If the 5-day stays above the 21 SMA, again, you'll have no worries. You know, if every time you go to close a candle and it never closes below, then you're going to see Bitcoin continue to move. 3-day chart, look, it lost, it came back up. It's playing games. And what I'm not a huge fan of here is when I really break down these bigger time frames, I'm starting to see a bit of a diamond. And remember, everybody, this is the weekly candle close tonight. So as much as we do love altcoins, and I will go over altcoins, we do spend a good amount of time on Bitcoin tonight because this is like, you know, every show is different, and I don't want to make every show exactly the same. And this is where we really like get ready for the week ahead and really assess the situation calmly. We don't get too caught up in the smaller time frames, although we will end up there and see what's going on. I do not trade Sunday night. Like 90% of the time, 95%, 99% of the time, you will not see me opening up a trade on Sunday night into Monday morning. Yes, I know there's volatility. Yes, I know I should take advantage of it, but it just, you know, my edge is, I have an edge and I use it when I want to use at the right times. And I've learned that if I use my edge at the wrong times, I lose some of my edge, and I don't like that. So, but to me, this is a diamond pattern. Diamonds come in the bottom, they break down the bottom. So there's some, you know, I have to tell you, and then if you don't get back above 44,000 on this 3-day chart, expect more downside. That's a key resistance area. And then just like we drew on the weekly, we can draw this trend line now, and we can almost begin to say that, you know, the 3-day chart's starting to make some type of falling wedge here. So not a huge fan of what I'm seeing on the bigger time frames for sure. And we showed you this bearish div when it started, right? And so if this diamond does break down, and it might be 2-3 weeks from now, because it could take that long, you can't say that you weren't, and then you have a gap in the VRVP, and then if you see Bitcoin down to 30K, somewhere, you know, right before the halving, late March or something, it seems, it doesn't make sense, right, with the ETF and the halving that Bitcoin would dump down. So, but at the same time, you never know. And me, that would, see, now when I say it doesn't make sense, now I'm doing what I think, what I feel, and what I believe. Those serve no purpose for me and are only going to blind me from what the charts are telling me. Like, I could see a diamond dead in my face, but if I think and believe we're going up because the ETF and the halving, then I'm not going to be able to short what's right in front of me. So and that's happened to me. I've thought I knew what was going on, so believe me, it starts with what you think, because you don't know technical analysis. So it's what you think, and you go, and sometimes you're right, and you become right enough that you think you're a smart aleck, like I was. And I made enough good plays, and I made 50, 60 grand in the regular markets, and I thought I was a boy genius. I didn't think I was a boy genius, but I thought I could do this, right? Then I get into crypto, and things happen, and then I start learning TA. And then there's a time where you learn the TA enough to know, like you'll see something like a bearish div on a daily. And maybe you haven't used the daily too much, so it's only your first 4 or 5 months, and then you see it and you're like, wow, that should be, from what my mentor and everyone teaches me, that's a dump. But you're like, nah, I'm too new at this, I couldn't be that good at it. Or you do see it and you know it, but you just want to be like, you've been putting too much into this long, you've now doubled down last night, and you have to win. Like, in your mind, you're emotionally connected to the trade, and you have to win. So you see a bearish call, and you don't take it, and you lose your money. And for me, that happened a good amount of times where I could see the charts with the high probability. They told me that the high probability was down, and I decided not to do it. Eventually, what will happen is this. You'll keep fighting it. It'll be ebb and flow, and eventually you should keep learning TA. Eventually, you'll know even more TA, and eventually, the probabilities will be so high and so obvious to you that if you start going against them, like, you're going to go insane. So you eventually either have to become someone that only trades by the book, like by the technical analysis, or you can't trade, in my humble opinion, And for me, like, you can't do one of two things. And it goes back to my whole idea of you can't be open-minded and only think of one thing. Like, you can't be open-minded and not listen to everything. So you can't say, I'm open-minded, but I'll never become a billionaire. I'm an open-minded person. And then the next day say, I'll never become a billionaire. Like, that's just, because how do you know that? You just don't know. Put your best foot forward. You know, believe that anything could happen to yourself. I know it's a tall tale, and I know it's very unlikely in probability, but you know what? The person that became a billionaire knew that too. But you know what? They became a billionaire anyway. So it's going to happen to someone. Why not happen to you and me? That's why I keep telling myself I'm going to be able to make $1 billion in this world. And I'm going to go down as a billionaire before I die. Like, that's it. Like, I'm die trying. You know what I mean? That's my benchmark, $1 billion. Like, if I don't make a bill, and you know what? I always have this funny saying. It's going to be easier to become a billionaire. Why? Because nobody believes they can. Now, everyone wants to become a millionaire, so it's going to be hard to become a millionaire. Everyone wants to become a millionaire. Way easier to become a billionaire than a millionaire. Less people want to become a billionaire, you know? I think it's an interesting concept. There's no competition to become a billionaire. So many people are going to stop at 10 million, 20 million. And they could go higher, but they're just not going to. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. So if you set that goal, it's likely going to happen to you. Anything, you can quantumly hit anything in the world. Does anyone here in the chat believe they could become a billionaire? Put a 333. If you believe in your heart, you could become a billionaire in this life. Why, you know, forget me. It's about you today. You know, let me know. It's always about y'all every day. Who here believes they could become a billionaire? Who believes it's possible to become a billionaire? Put a 333 in the chat. Open yourself up to the universe of possibilities. Why tell yourself no? Like, how dare you? You know, you're worth it. You're special. You can, you will, you are the best. There's no reason you can't get there. All right? Let's get down into the daily now. And remember, this diamond is looming. We got a diamond looming here. It's a really nice diamond, too. It's like one of the nicest diamonds I've seen in a long time. It's a clean diamond. The diamond says we should make it back to the top of the diamond at least, though. Very rare that the diamond will dump down. We should come up here at least. That's what I've seen with diamonds in my lifetime. But you never know. It says that we're going to make some type of flag here on the daily. Possibly interact with this 21. And still get some type of pump up here before we then collapse. Now, the daily looks like we're going to dump. So, that's all. This is all hype, but if this is a diamond, it's just unlikely we go right to... Usually, you got to hit the top before you come back down again. Now, you could just come down and dump. I mean, it doesn't have to do any of this, right? I'm just speculating on my diamond idea. So, Bitcoin must close daily above 43,350. If we can't get above 43.3, expect more downside. So, that's going to be an issue for Bitcoin right off the bat. And the daily stochastics, look, they're high with a bearish div on my indicator. RSI is kind of not in the greatest place. Lack of bullish momentum in the MACD. And here, another thing to notice, which was interesting, was, price action was moving to the upside here. But look, the volume is moving down. That's bearish divergence. See? You're losing volume, but you're going up. How can you keep going up if you're losing the volume that's pushing you to the upside? So what you want to eventually see is falling volume with falling price. So you want to see Bitcoin continue to fall while the volume falls. That will be the sellers losing volume, and then we can reverse price action. Okay? That's how I trade volume and price action. I don't talk about it a lot on the channel. I haven't mentioned it as much as I used to. But I'm always looking at falling, and my favorite thing is falling volume, falling price. But you have 4 different types. And I'll go, you can look at that. I have videos on that. I'm just adding to bags on major dips. HODL will take profits at the all-time highs. Just me. Do your own research. Amen. Small automated double top on Bitcoin daily too. Yeah, right here. Look at it. Yep. See it? See the 22-hour? Yeah. Even the 22-hour likely to come down to this 200 SMA. Look, we lost the point of control. You're coming down here. So I hate to be the bearer of bear news. And I'm not, you know me, I love Bitcoin and I'm a long-term bullish guy. But I don't know, I never tell you I know where Bitcoin's going to go, and I just show you what the charts convey. I mean, you had a high, you made a lower high here too on the 22. And now you're battling here with, so you have some, you're attempting to double bottom here, but it's an Adam and Eve double top, just like he said. And now wants to make a move to the downside, right? So I do see more, I see some downside here for Bitcoin. We're going to keep moving forward here as we continue to look at these different time frames. Yeah, so Bitcoin's got to get back above 43.3. These are key resistance. And you got an M. That's a beautiful M there. You could call it an Adam and Eve, and it's an M on the 12 with more downside. Here's your neckline once you come there. And that looks like it's going to drop down to the 200 SMA. That will also end up making a bit of a descending triangle, which will be bearish. So I'm actually going to leave this up here because that's a very, that's super bearish. May not even make it that far. We may just dump out of it sooner than later. So, and that has more room to the downside. And once we hit that dotted line, we can get momentum. So that doesn't look good to me if you're looking to long the market, right? In my humble opinion. Might be a good time to tether up. Or begin to short. 8 hour coming down. 4 hours like really oversold, wants to bounce. So 4 hours like, but again, look, we lost the 200 SMA. So for me, I'm short. Even if we bounce back up and I get hit off, I'd rather that because most of the time, if I remain short when the 4 hour, like right here, when the 4 hour breaks, I'm going to get paid somehow. Somehow there. That was a huge one. Hopefully it's just a little dip like this and we get back up. And it's a minimal, if you trade right, it's a very minimal loss. You don't risk a lot for these because you're near the 200 SMA. It's just like how we long it. And that's why we're in an indecision period. When you're teetering on that 200. I'll tell you what doesn't make sense to me is the moving averages. There is some, why are there some weird bullish sign for me? Well, usually when you're getting this low and you're about to dump, the 200 is low and you come down to it. It's very rare you dump when the 200 is tight with price action because you're at the low point, which is the 200 moving average of that last, which is so that's telling me that we aren't going to make a nasty dump, which is, I'm telling you, I know that's weird. I'm contradicting myself, but that's just, and so there's still this weird, pattern at play here right now, right? And so this is what it is. Bitcoin's in this chubby symmetrical triangle yet again. And there's your measured move, technically, either way. Very likely we pump back up. I'm telling you, just based off of the diamond. And they got everyone acting real bearish right now on a Sunday night. 1 hour's very overbought. 4 hours very overbought. However, I know I'm giving you mixed signals, but so here's the deal. I remain bearish because we lost the 200 on the 1 hour. Bearish immediately. All right. However, I like to open shorts when the stochastics are high, not usually when the stokes are low. And again, I'm not trading tonight. So even if we dump all the way down and I miss out. So what's likely going to happen tonight is some chop. Come down a little bit, pop up a little bit. And when we wake up tomorrow morning, 5 or 6, 7 a.m., I'm going to put out my update. Let's say we're right here somewhere. Because I believe they're going to want to wait. They're going to want to make a bigger move when there's more people awake, which is New York and American time. Why would they dump us tonight when there's way less people to liquidate? It just wouldn't make that much sense to me. I would like to sell my bread on the busy street at 8, 10 in the morning, not at 3 in the morning. But, you do whatever. It doesn't mean they can't dump the price on Asia. We look at liquidity here on Bookmap, but it's pretty well balanced, just like you should see it out of a symmetrical triangle. Either way, a little more liquidity actually further to the downside as well, though. So if you had to make a final call, it says we're going down to 41,800. All right. That's a heat map order book explaining a lot about what's happening behind the scenes. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here and jumping on in. If you want to trade where you trade, you want to take advantage of the lowest fees in the game, Myro and such and more, Jump on into MEXC. We have a pinned comment that you can see right here. Take advantage of all the awesome stuff here in the pinned comment, including this link right here to MEXC. Lowest fees, 0%, and a DCA and not have to pay a dime. Also, they have the greatest user experience, in my humble opinion. All right. Really, really like the what do you call it? The UI, right? Unbelievable UI. So I'm learning so much every day being here. Amen. We're seeing a Christmas Eve repeat low on Lido Dow right now. Isn't that crazy? Call the show from Monday. Took profits now. Waiting on 2 inches May. When the MACD goes below for the next trade. Large time frame. Amen. 41,800 is the weekly support resistance too. Short seems more probable according to the data. Shout out to Josiah Jelowick. Ivo. Shout out to Marley Man Datsman. God bless you, Marley. May you have a wonderful night. So I'm waiting for this to go sideways likely. And that's it for Bitcoin. Smartest move would be to remain short because you're losing key resistance areas, right? So the probability says, hey, open up a short. Stop loss above one of these key areas of resistance. See if you can take it down to that next area. Is that, yeah, it's a 279 risk reward ratio, 2.9. So I'm not taking that on a Sunday night, though. They could easily whip it back up and down, volatility. So if anything, I can teach you what nights are the best to trade and what nights aren't, you know. And there's some nights that are just going to have better liquidity and better movement. It just is what it is. Once you trade for years and years, you'll start putting together, oh, wow. You'll even side times of the year. You'll know when certain times of the year are slow and when they aren't. You know, you'll know when to be super hard in the market and when to take some more time to yourself. The market will do that, you know. And so there we go, man. All right. Would love to see Bitcoin go lower, right? So you can scoop up Bitcoin on the lows. But again, who knows? I have no idea where Bitcoin's going to go. I never, you know, I right now, I love this because someone could come in tomorrow and say, this is what he said, this is what he said. I have nothing, you know, the probability says short. You know, if all my probabilities and the tools that I use tell me that a short is the most likely scenario, but I'm not taking that on a Sunday night. So I'm going to delete this so anyone can claim, hey, you called short, you know. The probabilities do say short. When I call it, I usually do take the trade as top of it, just prove to you that I believe in the trade. All right. If you pay on your website, well, get automatically VIP role in your Discord. Don't use Patreon, please. No. Go to my website, cryptolifer.com. It's right there. We make it really simple and easy. Hit the link. Boom. Once you hit the link, it brings you here to the website, cryptolifer.com. You'll be opted in to the subscriber newsletter. If you want it in, you could also X out, but it'd be awesome. We do 2 newsletters a week. It's really, really amazing what we bring to you, and I'm telling you, it'll blow your mind. So type your name in here. For the time it takes to put your name in here, I'll give you so much value back. You will learn so much, and you'll be able to go over the chart nice and neat. If you're on your way home from work on a train or something, it's something great to read. If you have a moment before in the morning where you read your daily updates, you really like the newsletter. It'll kind of put your mind at ease, show you what's happening Monday and Saturday. 2 newsletters a week. No one else is doing that. Everyone else is doing 1. We're working extra hard for you guys and girls, ladies and gents, lifers and lifeettes. So jump on in, cryptolifer.com. Don't be shy. 1 month of your life. See if I don't change your life. Give me 1 month to change your life and begin to make you think on a different level. Start competing with your past self on another level and start pushing yourself to the limit. And so Bitcoin had a nice bounce here to the upside on the smaller time frame. A nice little bullish divvy. It's a nice bullish divergence here for BTC. And you're looking for that bounce back to the upside for Bitcoin. All right. Now you got a local resistance that Bitcoin must get back above at 42,589. I'll even, call it 42,565 even. Bang, bang right there. So. BTC, baby, BTC. All right. And that's what we're seeing. It's funny, you know what this instrumental is called? Which is crazy. I never knew. No one ever told me. Look, it says 777. Straight up, 777 instrumental version. So crazy, right? I can't leave home without my 777s. There's got to be one of them dangs that has 777 on it. I got to get it, whatever it is. Burke, look up whatever it is. There's got to be one of them. He's like, yes, it's the 777 Matic S SP5 17S. I definitely like that Scar 17S. That thing's hot, but that's for another time. Let's take a look at this here. And I'll hold shift. Yeah, and I do my update at like 7 in the morning, and it's 9, so that's 10 hours. So 10 hours from now, we're likely right there, sideways, ready for, people just waiting. We did lose this low too, though. Yeah, no, we didn't. Hello? Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Okay, so that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. We don't have to sit on it anymore, but we did the weekly candle close. We broke down what's happening for Bitcoin. Everything makes sense to me. I like what I'm seeing. Let me go back to what I was looking at. And again, sometimes the altcoin market has been flat the last couple of weeks. We've been kind of sideways waiting. So look, CETUS had a beautiful move to the upside. We talked about it, and it went from 10 all the way up in the last couple of days, and now it's just consolidating really nicely. CETUS, CETUS, however you want to call this thing, but this thing is getting tight. It's going to be the DEX for SUI. I'm excited. There's always opportunity in this market, so I'm paying attention to what's happening. I like what I'm seeing for this. So far, so good. I'm going to keep my alerts going on this thing, and I'm going to keep observing. I'm not in yet, and I may have missed that beautiful buy on the bottom there at 10.5, but we'll see. I like what I'm seeing for CETUS. It's on my radar. Just a reminder, it's starting to, it hasn't broken structure. There's no reason for it not to be, doing what it should be doing. Okay. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's take a look at CETUS. And I'm up on a Saturday, Sunday. Look, I'm watching the market so I can be ready for you on a Sunday night. Even though I was with my family, even though I may have gone to lunch, even though I may have spent time, I always took a moment to look at the charts, take a look at what's happening, update my trading group, see where the moving averages were. And that's what I love about moving averages too. Once you're in tune with your status, you just got to check in once an hour, see what's going on, and you'll be pretty spot on. Let's take a look here. This group and knowledge I've gained in life is lifer changing. I love that. I've been working my O's off for years to make this 15-minute. To make this in 15 minutes is unreal. It takes a whole day's work to make this at my job. Support of resistance, a great gift of the 200 MA is unbelievable. Crypto Lifer, you deserve the world and more. I've been watching your streams for over a year, and I finally took the to jump in the 99. All I can say is I regret not joining sooner. He's short CFX and he makes himself $434. Just be careful though. High risk, high reward. All right. Was a must to add this year. Shout out to Juggernaut. Thank you so much for the testimonial. And that's, I don't pay people to write these. There's thousands of these from around the world, everybody. Thousands from around the world. The channel has over 6 million views at this point, I believe. 5 to 6 million views. Five, 6, 4, 5, man. Interesting. It's a cute little one. It's a cute little guy. That's just a little sweetheart. Little sweetheart next to the little sweetheart you sleep next to. Little sweetie pate, little sweetie. Anyway, so the whole market. Let's take a look at Total 3, the market for all these altcoins, because if Total 3 is struggling, then we got to be careful. So look, the altcoins are sitting inside a symmetrical triangle too. Bitcoin falls, they're going to falter. And then you can open this up, and they're just going to be in a falling wedge, and it's likely they're going to come down to the bottom of the wedge. So we're still inside the symmetrical triangle. We're holding it down. We can use this as both the top of a possible bigger channel and the channel of that actual smaller flag, right? Now, and we have some support here. Kind of a look, that's an inverted head and shoulder too. Shoulder, head. It's almost a complex inverted. It is. I mean, you have a shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. If this level can hold, we can bail on out of here. So it's, wow, we're at a standstill here. Definitely a ballsy place for the people that buy in now. So that's why the DCAs are going to get paid, because DCAs are probably going to buy. It's a little bit of fear. It's a little, you know, I bought into some things. I started some stakes, right? So, and again, I could get horribly punished or I could get horribly rewarded. I mean, absolutely rewarded. This is just, it's one of those places where you have to have risk tolerance and know what you're doing. Because what people think is, oh, a new trader, an experienced trader like me knows exactly what a beginner trader thinks is an older veteran trader just knows what's going to happen and just always gets in at the right time and everything goes perfect for us. It's just not true. It looks like that's the case for us. The Jason Caspers, the Sam Prices out there, right? The crypto faces, right? He's banging on. He loses. We all lose our trades. We all come back. We all finish. We all use proper risk management. We don't get liquidated for everything. We live to fight another day. And when we win, we stack. And when we're up, we take profits, right? And when the market's not right, we don't trade it. We don't force ourselves to trade when it's not, you know, when our system doesn't tell us that it's the highest probability, then we don't take it. You don't see Crypto Face taking big trades every single day. He takes trades when the trading is right, right? Same idea, you know, and that's why I always tell people, you know, forcing trades is the great way to force your way out of trading. I just made that up, but forcing trades is a great way to force your way out of trading. You know, Sam Price, 477. Look at that on the 77s. So it's crucial that we can get a breakout out of this chubby triangle here for the altcoins. Doesn't look amazing, and we have a key resistance at $485 billion. Boom. So if we break out of this and we flag, that would, to me, would be more of an indication to load up on the altcoins. We could still get another chance to get altcoins at way cheaper. So this tells me to hold off. And it's unlikely we're just going to skyrocket this high. If we do get even a big move, like it's likely we'll get some type of pullback to this area. So a smart risk-adverse trader would wait for at least the breakout of this channel and something up here. And that could even be a bull flag, a bull fake out. And they could, you know, bull trap us here and bring it back down. But at least I could bull trap with a stop here and get taken out and then, you know, reconvene from there. Anyway, only time will tell. The total market cap here. Wow. And yeah, there we stand. $632 billion if we can get up there. And it all depends on what happens. There's all the altcoins excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's called Total 3. You should be looking at it every day of your life if you can, in conjunction with the DXY. Now, the DXY has been getting frisky, okay? And this has also been showing some concern for Bitcoin. It broke out and retested the trend line. Broke out, retested, bounced today. Crazy, right? But got some bearish div here. I'd like to see this break back inside the pattern to the downside. And I'd like to say that this is like your top trend line now. And could you be kind of close to hitting it? I'll tell you what right now. It's got some inverted head and shoulder vibe going for me. Could even be like, and like I can see this thing just mooning. If this breaks above here, that's Bitcoin. That's the drop I'm showing for Bitcoin. Okay. What we'd love to see is, look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. So in this week is going to tell us what's going to happen for the next into the spring. If we get rejected here, we start to come down. It's Bitcoin season. We're back on. The rally continues. Everyone's great. All blah, blah, blah. This comes up. We start to boom. Bitcoin continues to bleed out. The altcoins get hit even worse. And, you know, so this is like a big deal. If you're not paying attention to this live stream right now, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know where you at, what you're doing, but this is it. The technical analysis really has us and is showing us what's at hand. 3-day chart says, hey, we're, and what we really want is the 3-day to lose this, but it bounced off its 200 SMA. It used it as support. And I've even seen when we were this high last time, the 3-day, you got a nice pump. I looked at the weekly. The weekly still has momentum, and Bitcoin's weekly is pushing to the downside. So we really need this to make a right shoulder. Even if it gets a little more pump, it's trouble for Bitcoin, even in the short term. So even if this does this, and we make a right, that's going to be, so we really want this right shoulder. We get the right shoulder and this breaks, so it'll be we got to give a little. You can't go up forever, so we got to give it something. So we're giving a little back to the dollar so we can get a way more back on ourselves. All right, but this is a big deal. And I'm watching it like a hawk for you every single day, but I got to be honest. There's some momentum to the upside here for the DXY. Six-month chart looks overbought, which is a good sign, but you got a pretty fat candle there. It's a bullish engulfing candle in the 6-month chart. Anyway, we'll reconvene at the right time, but there you have it for the DXY. Let's take a look at it on the monthly. It's got some bearish div almost, a little overbearing. Look, that's the DXY since 1967. Isn't that crazy? Really just in a downtrend overall. Completely different to Bitcoin's life cycle. But just in a complete downtrend. Been in a downtrend since 1985. Like if that was a stock, it's never got back to its all-time high ever again. How could it? They keep printing it to zero. If they kept diluting your stock and kept giving you more shares, how the heck could the stock market price ever get back up again? It couldn't. So this is why I don't buy coins. This is why I buy Bitcoin over Ethereum. Sorry to say, because Ethereum doesn't have a circulating supply. I don't think people realize that. Right? Look, ETH. Market cap, right? Volume, circulating supply. 120 million ETH. Total supply, 120. Look, max supply, infinity. The maximum amount of coins that will ever exist. Infinity. They just pray that it will become more. What if a coin comes out faster and quicker and less people start to use Ethereum? Even though all the apps and developers have developed on it, they'll move that fast right to something else that pays them. And if they can develop that much quicker, why would they continue to develop here? And I think there's teams trying to take down Ethereum every single day of the week, and eventually someone's going to win because of the whole world, the smartest people in the world are going after it. Eventually, one of the smartest people in the world is going to crack. And when they crack the code to Ethereum, what they're doing is they're creating another coin that's faster, better, quicker, easier, and produces more. Like SUI, SEI, Jupe, and like 5 other coins I could mention right now. And I'm not trying to hate on Ethereum, and I hope it still holds its own for the amount of people that hold it. But I got to be honest with you. This worries me. Not worries me. I don't like the word worry, but this concerns me. And this is why I'm not the biggest fan of Ethereum. I'd much rather go over to a coin like EGLD and find out that it has a circulating supply of 31 million coins. I mean, what a small supply. 84% is out already. I mean, this is beautiful. This thing's ready to moon in this next alt season. I got it at 20 last year. It's still up from the last bear market, right? $1.4 billion market cap. This thing could take huge market share. Number 50. You can even get it on chain on PancakeSwap because that is a PancakeSwap address. I love this thing. All right. So you do whatever makes you happy. But I like this coin, man. And I do own this, of course, right? But EGLD, Multiverse X, man. Did something with Audi next, so. But see this, look. I'm bullish on altcoin rally starts finally. Be careful when you read this stuff on Twitter. I think people read stuff on Twitter. They hear what they want. Yeah, it's going to go up. Yep, it happened to me. I did it. I was a rookie. I'd want the market to go up. I'd go on Twitter. I'd see someone say, yeah, I'm all in on this coin. We're definitely ripping here. And then I'd go all in that night on a coin. Not that coin, but, oh, yeah, he's right, the market. And then I'd wake up down so hard, and I'd be like, why the heck? Like, Stop doing that. Don't make the rookie mistakes I made. Don't be a fool to yourself. All right? Don't be a fool to yourself. Do the right thing. All right? Do the right thing. Bang, bang. Wow, what a day to be alive. May God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I like to say, I put some quotes out tonight, and I said, don't go broke trying to impress broke people. Thought that hit me pretty hard, you know? Just ideas here. Things I said to the trading group, they hit me pretty good. If you don't control your mind, someone else will. Right? Beautiful. Sometimes the things that break your heart end up fixing your vision. Loneliness is the price you pay when you start to improve yourself. I remember when I really got to another level, I was in the charts every day. I had to give up a lot of relationships and forego some social situations to get to another level. Loneliness is the price you pay to start to improve yourself. Be proud you survived the days you thought you couldn't. Always give yourself credit for what you've been through. Don't go broke trying to impress broke people. Make peace with your past so it won't screw up the present. That was a big time for my life. For a long time, I did not do that. My present was ruined because I didn't make peace with the past. My subconscious mind was hijacked by past thoughts, falsehoods, and ideas. I habitually formed a way to go back into the past most of my day. I spent 2 to 3 hours, maybe even 4, thinking back on past situations, beating myself up on what I could or should have would have done. Giving myself no time, focus, or discipline to do what I needed to do in the present moment in time. If you're doing that, please, I can save you. It's time you focus on the present moment. And I'm going to teach you every single time you're having an issue, ask yourself, am I in charge of the present right now? If you're letting the past take you away from the present, you're not going to get where you need to go. And if you worry too much about the future and you don't move and you don't build in the present. I have a great story to teach you, or like a metaphor actually to talk about. And look at this, the value is 333. How is that? I just find that so strange. These numbers follow me around all the time. Some people say, why do you like it? I said, I don't know. You tell me. It just does whatever it wants. It tells me when it wants me to do it, you know? Like, it just shows up. But if you looked at your life like this, simplify your life. Everybody looks at where they're trying to go as a mental thing, right? Because it is. One day you're at home, you're sitting on the couch, and you're there, and you're like, I want to become something different. You have this idea. You could be a waiter at a bar. You could be doing a job that maybe or you could still be at school in the middle of just getting a degree, and you could be, you know what? But I really want to own my own business, and I'd really like to try this, and I'd really like to try that, and I think I could sell these things. And you come up with this idea while you're sitting on the couch. And at first, it's just an idea, and you get excited, right? And you're like, yeah, right? But then becomes the reality of life. Oh, I got to go to work every day. Eventually, you get tired. You go out with your buddies. 2 weeks go by, and you don't really like, oh, yeah. Now, what I used to do was make a 3-ring binder and then make my ideas, like print them out and like turn them into like a pitch book that I would give to somebody. Like one time I was working on this like solar panel company. So I wrote a whole page about, 5-page thing about what we would do and how our panels would be different. They would have self-cleaning devices on them. So they'd be able to get rid of the dirt more and be able to take in more light. Stuff like that. I just, I had to say I had tried to make some, I never implemented any of this stuff. It's just, but I made a pamphlet about it. But my whole point is this. We go through life and eventually these ideas dwindle and we're back to the same 9 to 5, same thing. And then a year goes by and we're like, oh yeah, like I wanted to be that entrepreneur. I wanted to change. Then we watch a guy on YouTube or someone that's doing it and you're like, I want to be like that. That person's doing it. I can tell they're making money. I can tell they're happy. I can tell they're hitting it. They show up every day at the same time. They're always nailing it. I used to watch YouTubers and I used to have that feeling of like, it wasn't jealousy or envy, but it was like, oh man, I wonder what it's like to be consistent. That guy's so consistent. Then I watched Tom Brady winning. I'm like, he's so consistent. I watched MGK put out video after video and make it. I watched Mac Miller, God rest his soul, moment of silence. But I watched Mac Miller and, I saw him on the come up. And so my whole idea was anyone that I saw that did the same thing over and over again became successful. So all you have to do is get all the gunk out of your life that's not letting you become focused and disciplined. And one day you get better, then 2 days. Eventually it becomes a habit, and you start cutting out all the fat and going for more. And every time you get more, you want more. And what I mean by more is you want to learn more. Like, and if you're doing it in technical analysis, or you want to learn more about, more divergences, you want to study more, you want to back test, you want to have a demo account and start demo trading, you want to start making data, you want to start writing down your trades, you want to trade a diary, you want to start recognizing your goods, your bads, your wins, your losses, you want to start building. And again, I'm not going over the charts right now, and some people might tune out, but this is bigger. This is just as important as the charts, because this is how you get yourself to, a success. This is how you get a successful life. I'm telling you right now. This is how you take your life from the level that you're at to the level that you desire to be at. So here, look at your life like and I always tell everyone, this is something, and I've said this before on the live stream, and it helps me. So if this helps me, maybe it helps you. Whenever you're going to feel stuck, or you don't think you can do something, or you're getting that negative self-voice that thinks, you're not worth it, and you think today's going to be a day where you just don't do the right thing, and you go and drink a beer with someone, or, just kind of, you fall off. You don't stick to what you're doing. Listen to me here. Remember what I told you, and listen to this story, and ask yourself, close your eyes and say, I'm in a competition. And what they did is they dumped, let's say, 150 bricks that all purposely, fit together and make a nice little, perfect little, like a brick cabin, or a little brick house. And they give you all the tools, a little roof to put on. They even gave you instructions. You just got to follow the instructions and put it together. And you're in a competition against 3 other people, and you all are sitting there, and you can see each other because you're like in a big field, and you each have your own plot of land, but you're kind of far away. So you can see this guy with his little square. You got your little square. And I picture this like life, right? Now, if the whole time you think about all the past competitions you've never won, or and instead you don't pick up a brick, and you get in your head, and this guy just is in the present, and this guy's in the present, and they just keep putting brick by brick, and you don't get your mind, what happens? You get pushed back in the wayside. That's the same in business and same in life. And then you see people driving, $130,000 cars, and you're taking the bus. You're working a job of a little bit of money, and you see people making tons of money. All right? And you're like, why am I there and they're there? Right? Because they had the focus and the discipline. All right? You see? So then let's go back to so your life is, so again, now you stay in the present and you keep putting brick by brick. Now you drop a brick on your toe. You could cry about it for days. You get really in your head. You get real negative and say, I'm not good at this and blah, blah, blah. And then, this guy drops one on his toe. He kicks it off. He says, that hurts. But you know what? Next time I'm going to do a little over here. And then when he moves that, he realizes he can actually put a stone a little quicker. And actually, what he learned was when he hurt his foot, he actually learned how to move the brick a little quicker. And he put his foot out of the way. It wasn't as bad as it could have been. So my whole thing is now this guy gained an advantage. This person's still whining. This person turned a bad thing, an obstacle into a good thing. This person did not. All right. So now, what if this guy starts thinking about the future when he's done, and how good it's going to look, and how great it's going to be, and how awesome it's going to be to win? And that's kind of the rabbit in the hare, right? He's focused on the future. He's not for that. That's why the tortoise and the hare is it's a story about remaining in the present moment. The hare lost because his mind was in the future. He thought way too much about what was happening into the future, right? The tortoise won because he stayed in the present moment. Now, the rabbit was faster than him, better than him, but the rabbit lost his focus and his discipline. That's what the story's about. It's funny, I'm finally realizing it for the first time in my life, truly, like, the rabbit and the hare is about focus and discipline and steadfastness, right? And not being pompous and not, knowing that you have something better than someone else and then squandering it when you could use it to the best of your abilities, right? But so if this guy stays in the future, these guys in the present moment will continue to make headway against him. So look at your life like you're in that competition. You got to put these 120 bricks into a beautiful little, and every time you hit a roadblock in your life, or you feel negative, or you want to go use drugs or alcohol, or do something that's going to take you away from your goals or what you want to do, or divergences feels too hard, or working in the charts isn't good enough, or one day you just, you lose a couple trades in a row and you feel like you can't handle it anymore. It's just not for you and you're ready to give up completely. You ask yourself, am I going to stay in the present moment and continue to build? Or am I going to sit in the past and beat myself up? Or am I going to worry about what I'm going to do in the future that hasn't even happened yet? So this is a whole story about remaining in the present moment in time. All right. The more you remain in the present, and the same goes with trading. Some guy's going to say, hey, we're going to dump tomorrow down at 30, or, 2 weeks we hit here. Or you hear these people say it all the time. We're going to 36K, then we're going to bounce. Then I see us going up to 50K, blah, blah, blah. They have no idea where Bitcoin's going. Stop listening to people that don't know. I do this every day. I have no idea where Bitcoin's going to go. I've been doing this every single day for 1,000 days straight or more now. This February now is, everyone, we just hit 3 years straight. Sorry. Like, it was February 7th, 6th, somewhere around this time where I went live and never looked back. And so, it's a special moment for me right now. I'm thinking about it. Like, this is now will be 3 years straight I've gone in my life without a day off. Not one day. I traveled to Vegas, Miami, all over different places. I never took a day off. Not once did I not show up with my equipment. I don't care where I went. My mom died. My dad died. My wife had a baby. I don't care. Two baby, It doesn't matter what happened to me in my life. I was dedicated to what I believe in and what I love. There was nothing more important than this channel. Think about it. No matter how hard my life is, when can I not get 1 hour for each and every one of you and get myself on the line? Where's the excuse? What excuse do I have? What is more important in my life? This is my business. This is what I put everything into. My channel is my entire life, right? I don't separate my life from my channel. It's not a hobby. I always tell people, they're like, how do I transition? How do I become a YouTuber? I'm like, do everything in your world to do it. Like do it as if it's the last thing on your life. Like there's nothing left. Like you have nothing left. Like do it. You're going to die if you don't lie. If you don't go, I will die if I don't stream tomorrow. Like it is everything to me. Like, and just have passion for something you believe in more than anything you could ever just push yourself to some limits. You will get past those limits, and then you'll find out there's even more limits inside of you to go. I'm going to finish with one last thing here. I was at dinner today, or lunch, and my buddy was like, listen, Harvard did a study with rats. And it's a sad study. I don't condone all the studies they do. But they put a rat, in water and let it tread water. And they found that how long it went till it drowned. Usually it could go till about 20 minutes, and then the rat would give up and drown. So they would wait till about 15, 16 minutes, and they see the rat, getting really tired, about to go. And when it was about to go, they'd grab the rat, they'd pull it out, they'd dry it off, they'd let it sit for 10, 15, maybe 20, gain some steam. And remember, the rat was about to done. It was about to die, like it was done. And they'd put the rat back in. How long do you think the rat would last? Don't go look it up, but how long do you think the rat would last after they put it back in? It just was about to give up. They cleaned it back up. How long do you think the rat would last after they put it back in the water? All right. $45, $25, right? Are you ready for this? 40 hours, man. The rat would last about 40 more hours after that. Why? Why? Because he believes someone might pick him up this time. Because the first time someone picked him up, he actually had hope. The first time he thought he was just going to die, he got picked up. So now he put it in. Now he could push himself way further than his body could have pushed himself the first time. Because his mind now believes there's an opportunity. So because he now believes that he can find his way, he now finds his way. You get it? You are your opportunity. You're creating your reality every single day. You're in a quantum field of existence. If you think it and believe it, it can be yours. I'm telling you right now, I'm giving you the key to the city, but you just got to believe it. Yo, these stories are true. They're fascinating. You can look them up. All right? Humans are messed up, right? Drowning the rats. I agree. That story made me feel a little weird. Big February NG karaoke and just Bitcoin. Yeah. This has been a wild 3 years for sure. Through it all, I stand through that paint with you, though. Nobody can say no where God said yes. Much love, brother. Nobody can say no where God said yes. Amen, brother. Amen. So anyway, I wanted to inspire you tonight. The market is, up and down. It's a Sunday night, and we got to watch this DXY. The 1 hour is trying to give us a little bit of love, but so here's the deal. Watch this. If this makes a flag and does a retest, tomorrow morning we be in for some more pump for the DXY, and we know that's going to be more dump for Bitcoin. So I remain bearish for Bitcoin. You know why, right? I could talk about it all day. Shout out to Pendle banging to the upside. That thing is just out of control. And I'd be wary. Of course, some altcoins are going to pump. You never know. Let's see if SUIP had got any love there out of that little flag it was in. It did. It got a little bit of love. So, if you got in, you're in the money. So, of all the coins in the game, right, it's still holding, 13%. At one point, it went as high as like 30, 13, 15. And hey, it's above the entry and in a crazy market right now. So, SUIP looks interesting to me. And look, it's just extending itself further to the sideways motion here. So, this still looks pretty interesting to me. Let me readjust. And, so look, I'm focused on the SUI. It seems like SUI is becoming Bitcoin proof a little bit. And people may be just so excited to get in here at these key levels that they might not really care about, the rest of the market sentiment too much. And I've been seeing that. And that's why this always seems to be a coin people want. They'd rather get an airdrop. So, you'd be surprised how these things could end up propping the market up more than we realize. Played AI USD on the daily for the Sammy Cup and Handy. Huge gains now. Thank you, brother. Amazing. Myro got love, family. It did. It went from 4 to 8 cents. All right. Ron still hot. Flare and Crazy Dave look like it may have just been an internal tremors before it rips it up properly. 9. You're always inspiring, brother. Thank you. Alfred Crypto. Always inspiring. Thank you. Shout out to Marcus Vason and shout out to Jackson Crawford. What's a good way to get an airdrop? To do all the different things on Jupe right now. Jupe is still giving airdrops. So you want to go to the Jupe site. And again, I'm not a financial advisor and you do whatever makes you happy. But I'm personally going to the Jupe site. A couple times, here and there, once a day. And I'm swapping. I'm putting in a limit order. I've got a DCA going. So I've got a DCA going right now from Ray to Soul. I got a perpetual trade open. I thought I had one. I'm down 20. Yeah, I opened up a perpetual trade on Soul. Just because I never done it before on this. So I opened up a perp on Soul on the Jupe perp here, right? So I did all the things you could do here at the top. I didn't bridge anything yet. I should bridge back and forth real quick. Right? But I swapped, I limit ordered. And, and so they say the more people that are doing this, they're going to airdrop again. So, and there's people doing it a lot. So there's actually competition for it in a way, and there's people doing it every day, back and forth, and they have an idea. You kind of have to sit down and ask yourself, because there's a way to do it without almost spending any money. You could just spend some fees. You might spend, at the end of it all, in a month, $50 in fees. Maybe, probably less, though. So this is how the next airdrop is coming. You got to do all 5 of these, though, to get the airdrop. And my team, you guys should take this out and turn this into some type of TikTok or something. I don't know, Maybe I can do this. Watch. So check it out, everyone. Check it out, everyone. I have this crazy idea. Everyone's asking about airdrops. Well, up here, you have these 5: swap, limit order, DCA, bridge, and perpetual. Boom, boom, boom. If you do each 5 of these things, all right, then you're in line for the next likely Jupe airdrop. Now, there's no guarantees, but this is the speculation that there's going to be even more, maybe 1 or 2 more airdrops for Jupe. And to get into that, you got to have to use the protocol. You got to jump on in. And so you swap, you limit order, you DCA, you bridge, or you hit that perpetual, all 5 of those. And if you use them a lot, you're going to be higher up in kind of how many Jupe you might get in that airdrop. So, hey, and you never know, Jupe could end up going to $50 like Cake did. It's looking a lot like a swap coin that could really get big here. It works really quick. It's really fast. It has a lot more going on it than I've seen on any other really decentralized exchange. So it's hot. I'm using it right now, and everyone that uses it likes it. It's fast. It's inexpensive. Solana works very, very well. It's awesome. So Jupiter, baby. And this is what, everyone wants to know. How do I get the next airdrop? You don't get anything for free in anything. So you got to work for it. It would be doing this. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. You could lose it all. There's very risk on these DeFi protocols. Just be careful. Do whatever makes you happy, but do what it is, right? All right. All right. Bang, bang, bang. Let me move on over here. All right. So that's how you get the next airdrop, likely, in my humble opinion. Billa, he's ready for a flood. Why are you making fun of me, man? This guy, now I'm taking it off, yo. You just pissed me off, Burke, man. Why'd you have to do that? That's it, Burke. Just had to put the suit back on, you know what I'm saying? I was looking for an auto trader for a trading group. No luck, Sam. I was looking into auto trader for a trading group. You're funny, man. Oh, yeah, so I looked at my car today. Can anyone help me real quick? I have all these car woes all the time. And I always ask the group because I feel people know more than me. All right. On this boring Sunday. But I need help, I'm always in the charts with each and every one of you, so I never have time to do real world life. So that means each and every one of you have to help me. That's it. That's just how it works. Right? So, So in the 99, I was looking at my car. I got out of it, and it looked like we had, oh my gosh. I forgot when I wore that thing on my head. Some of these memes are rude. I don't like lewd memes, man. But so look, I looked at my car and I never hit anything. Right? But it just there's this nasty scrape on the rearview mirror. I never hit anything though. What the? The only thing it could have been is the car wash, man. Just crazy. It makes me not want to go to the car wash anymore. No, this definitely happened this happened. This happened while because I was wiping the car down. Got to go touchless car wash, player. I know, right? Anyway, little black spray paint, right? Those car washes up, plastic, I know. Plastic brushes, man, I know. Rubbing compound. Somebody scraped you, maybe. I don't know, man. I feel like it could have been the car wash. Who knows, though? I don't know. So weird. A little bit of a blowtorch heat will smooth that in. That's what I saw people doing. They just took a little light blowtorch and the next thing you know, it'll look perfect again. You know what I mean? Trying the magic eraser. That's what everyone keeps saying. Turtle wax, no point. Billa and I could do it. Fly into Boston, man. Come hang out with me, guys. Someone dipped on you. That's my boy's B-Day in 2 days. Shout out to Master Friend. Oh, that's so awesome, man. He's going to get the train, baby. Yeah. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm not in a trade tonight. SUI still looks interesting to me. It could eventually dump to the downside, but it's the hottest thing I'm looking at right now. And it's got a 5-to-1 risk-reward ratio at the present moment. And we could go lower on that risk. Make it a 3 right there, but it doesn't have to be that low. Again, that's how I would do it. That's why, you can never take someone else's stop too. You got to find your own stop because you don't know what your risk tolerance is comparatively. All right. Google has become an official Solana validator. She and her Python network Oracle are already first in place in transactions and adoptions in the world. I know. It's amazing, right? The wifer scratch it. I know, right? No. This guy says, look at this guy said, he says, this is a welcome Sunday surprise. I would appreciate more of these skip a weekday if you got to, but you'd be one of about none streaming on the weekend. I stream every Sunday for the last 2.5 years, man. 2 times. This ain't my first Sunday. This ain't my first rodeo. I'll bring my tools. I'm the best. You're the best. I'm the best. I will bring my tools down there. Jersey boys. Hey. What do you got? You got a football, you got a meatball hero. Hey, is this Silly's pizza? What's so freaking silly about your damn pizza over here? I love that one. Hey, this is Frank Rizzo over here. Frank Rizzo, man. They go one. Saul Rosenberg. I got hemorrhoids on my I don't want to swear on my channel. He's like, I get hemorrhoids on my Oh, they hurt so bad. What do? You beat them off with a stick? I heard you freeze them off. Can you burn them? I just want them off. I can't sit down. My ears hurt so bad. My dad brought home those tapes when I was like 12, and he definitely shouldn't have played them for me, but he didn't care. And I was like 10 or 11 even, and man, I laughed so hard, I didn't know what I was hearing. I was just like, yo. They were kind of like underground back in the day. You had to get a cassette, you know what I mean? You had to come home with the cassette on the low. It was some others. My dad's playing this cassette. I'm like, yo, I'm a little kid. Yo, what is that? What is that guy saying? Oh my gosh, man. It was crazy. Sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody. I just grew up on the Jerky Boys. It was hilarious. If you're a lifer and know a lifer, all we do is grind, baby, with gains. That's enough. Show us the charts. You crack me up, man. Yeah. Crank Yankers was pretty funny, too. Crank Yankers was good, too, yeah. Now they're all going to laugh at you. We got that, too. That was funny. Oh, man. Superverse, all the memories. Remember bum fights? Oh, that was horrible. That wasn't even funny. That was sad. I love you, bro. Keep up the hard work. Thank you so much for saying that. We appreciate you. And we thank you. Very nice of you for jumping back in. It's an inverse head and shoulder on Sui on the 4-hour. Sui P looks good to me too. Let's take a look at Sui. And Sui and Sui P would go hand in hand, really. Honestly, if Bitcoin dumps, Sui's going to dump too. And so you're looking more of Sui in a bear flag here. It could possibly go further down. And I know it's not what you want to hear, but you're losing to it at SMAs. And you got this, look, I see shoulder, head, right shoulder for a move further to the downside. So that's what I see possibly here. I would love it if we hold this trend line, and I like this bigger move. Sui P would also not play out, right, if Sui got a big dump. But I'm just not right now. Tonight, I'm not going in on anything. I'm not gonna win. I'm not yeah. Again, we could just go sideways. We could still hold this trend line. We'll see where we end up tomorrow. I want to see where Bitcoin ends up Monday afternoon. Monday night is when I'm really gonna start opening up and looking at if I'm gonna get into altcoins. Shout out to Lifer Smash, bro, is grinding. Shout out to Army Piper in the house. God bless for the 199. Thank you so much for the constant support and love. Stas, bless Sam, thank you. May we check Tara and check out Army Piper, man. Dude's awesome. Check him out on Twitter. Check him out on YouTube. Interesting guy with a great concept. Hardworking dude. No nonsense type of person. Shout out to Kirchmayer. Google has become the official. I love hearing that. And you know, it's only a matter of time. Tara's getting beat to the ground now. All these coins are getting beat up. The market's getting beat. Tara had a nice little flag here to the upside. But look, again, it's gotta get back above that 200 SMA. Once it does that, it can make a move. It's still in this elongated cup and handle. Wow, Tara just slowly got sold off for literally 3 months straight. The rest of the market was ripping too, and Tara was just dumping. Tara had an early pump, went from all the way to half a penny up to 2.5 cents, and then just ripped to the downside. It's another kind of, I DCA'd in here, and there, so kind of break even just sitting here wondering, is this going to be a 100x coin? You never know. I had some faith in it. Token metrics put some, look beyond it. The code review looks pretty dang good. And this thing could rip, but you never know. It's also speculative. For me, the 4-hour looks great. I just want to see it get back above that 200 SMA. Definitely a place I would be DCAing into though. But again, that's me. I don't know about everybody else. You got to make that decision. 786 Fibonacci retracement. Pretty good spot, right? To be in something undervalued. I want to talk about Mara. Mara had a really good, bounce back to the upside here. And so, we're still in the money here. We got in at 9. We still doubled up. We were up at 30, but I did not want to take short-term capital gain profits there. I would have to add that to my income this year, and I didn't want to do that. I'm very wary of, I want to do it properly, so I'm waiting for that when I take profits on that. It is flagging out now, though, on the 4-hour time frame. Look at this nice little flag. But you want to just see Mara stay above that 21-day moving average and just continue its trek further back to the upside. It reset, too, a little bit on that, like the 5-day chart, the weekly chart. And this previous support of resistance, it bounced right here. It got back above its 200 SMA on the weekly. That's, that candle closes. That's a pretty big sign that Mara could start to get a nice pump back to the upside. You do have to get back above this resistance here. Call it this wick. But just interesting, and I still see what I see is like when I see an altcoin consolidating before a big move up. My buy zone is up in this box, see? My sell zone actually 84 to 103. I'm going to start unloading here. 25%. And then see if I can let the less run a little bit into that and higher. So that's my plan for Mara. It's going to take a year and a half. And I'm okay with that. I'll turn 15,000 into somewhere about between 110 and 140 grand if I do it correctly. And that's the plan for Mara, right? Mara, baby. So again, I'm just talking through some of my ideas, hopes, and dreams with you. So Bitcoin sits sideways. We wait. My box is there. It says we're going to be there tomorrow. Get a little bounce back to the top of the channel here on that 1 hour. Seems like we've double bottomed or shown some type of higher low. But I don't like, we got to recapture the 200 SMA soon, very soon. Or we're going, right now, you have to assume we're going to continue lower. The second you lose a 200 SMA and a point of control, you just have to assume that you put in a short with a stop here and then you get paid. You just have to assume if you do that, most of the time you'll get paid. Again, you do whatever makes you happy. Everyone, I'm out for the night. I really appreciate it. May God bless each and every one of you for being here. I love you. It's been a tough couple of, almost weeks straight of just sideways price action. It's not easy. We're going to get through it no matter what. May God bless each and every one of you. There's always something pumping out here, but just be careful chasing the market. The market as a whole, isn't unbelievable. It's all right, but it's, so I love you. I appreciate you. Respect yourselves. Remember, take time to go into nature. Take time to breathe. Take time to think about your life. Take time to meditate and manifest your reality. Take control of where you desire to go. Where do you desire to be in the future? Work towards it. Find your goals. Find something you love and do it every day till you're better than everyone else at it. Save people time. Get good at a skill and then show people that skill in a faster amount of time than they would do it if they were on their own. Find something in life that you can get really good at and then help people save time by showing them, and they will gladly pay you if you prove to them that you will save them time. It's all about you sacrificing your time so you can save other people from them losing their time. That's really what life is about. I spend time in the charts to help other people now in the charts. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I got my box. We'll see what happens, and we'll check back in the morning. If you're in the Bitcoin group, my trading group, which there's a link in the description. If you want to join my trading group, if you like what you saw here, and we also do subconscious mind thought, like we push you to become amazing, you know, how to become successful, how to think yourself into success by believing that you're worth it. CryptoLifer.com. Jump on in today. Change your life. All right. Get the education you deserve. There's the link. Join Mexi if you want to. That's where I'm trading. Dollar cost averaging, 0 fees. You can go pay a bunch of fees on any other exchange in the world. Why? If you don't have to pay on Mexi. And then I Trust Capital and my newsletter. And my newsletter will get prompted up if you jump on in to the trading group. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. Shout out to everyone in the Discord. Shout out to everyone that made this stream possible. Shout out to Jamie, Zeno, Crypto, Billy, David Kettle, Master Friend. Shout out to my man Billy here running the studio in the background on the board. Shout out to the audio team. Shout out to the lighting. Shout out to everyone here running these 100 big lights around me in this giant studio. This is amazing. I'm all alone. You know that, right? There's nobody here. I love you all. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. May God bless. And remember, thank you so much for sharing your most precious asset, which is your time. I hope you had a good night. I hope I didn't talk your ear off too much. God bless you all.